Mr. Merrill. Commissioners, your first item is your 10 a.m. time certain, F3, Paul Anderson, Executive Director of the Tampa Port Authority, to deliver a report on Port Authority activities.
Morning, Mr. Anderson. Apologize for being a little behind schedule this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. I'm proud to be here today representing the people that work so hard at the port to make the Port of Tampa the largest economic engine in our region. I'm also very proud as an American to be here in front of democracy and seeing it working so well. And before I forget, I want to thank all of the veterans. We have a significant portion of our workforce in our team that are veterans, and all the veterans here today as we come up on Veterans Day for your service and what you did to make this nation great. Very pleased to report to you. We recently released, since I last had a chance to visit with you, our new economic impact statement, which shows that the port grew significantly during the largest recession of our lifetime. We increased from about $8 billion annual economic impact to just over $15 billion. Jobs contracted a little bit, but we still are impacting over 80,000 jobs in the region. Our cargo activities increased, our cruise activities increased, and our shipyard activity increased. I'm very, very bullish on our future, and one reason we're able to grow during a recession and that we're going to grow for the future is because of the diversity of our port and the diversity of the cargoes and different cargo sectors that we serve for our community. They're listed here. I won't read them for you in expedience. I will tell you our cruise activity, we were just under 975,000 passengers last year. Oh, I'm not going, you're not handling those. Okay, going back. I'm going to give you a minute here. And the cruise activity will continue to grow as we just received another commitment for a 6th home-ported cruise vessel, which will be putting us over 1 million passengers in the fiscal year 13-14 budget. And this is a huge, significant milestone for Tampa and our region. We're very proud of the commitment that we have, and we also just received a commitment from not a home-ported vessel, but a German line, Ada, which will make 7 calls here at the Port of Tampa beginning next year. So again, we're going to break the 1 million mark. It'll be a historic milestone for our community and our region, and we look forward to preparing our port for the future, for larger ships. After this 6th vessel, we'll be maxed out, and we're looking at ways we'll be doing a master plan that will include some ideas for expanding our capacity for cruise ships for the future. Recently, we had the pleasure of getting a $1 million grant for one of our partners in the shipyard for a new crane. We continue to be blessed with 4 active, vibrant shipyards, and this is the core of the maritime community in our region. We are blessed to have this. We are the only port in the state of Florida that has this kind of shipyard activity, which means jobs, blue-collar jobs, welders, line handlers, people that are embedded in our community who work and make their home here, and this is a real advantage for us. We recently, a week and a half ago, last week, kicked off our REK Pier expansion at the Energy Gateway for Central Florida. We were very pleased to have several of our elected officials, including Commissioner Merman, there with Secretary Ananth Prasad from FDOT, Senator Jeff Brandis. This facility will prepare us for the next 50 years to handle fuel as the energy gateway for Central and West Central Florida. This will touch every aspect of every person's life in this community for years to come. It's generational, and it creates efficiencies, and it brings 4 oil companies using one terminal, state-of-the-art, unprecedented in America, to have one terminal serving 4 companies. 9 million Florida citizens today will benefit from this. 55 million visitors will also reap the benefits of this as the jet fuel that comes in for the 3 international airports that we serve at the Port of Tampa, again, as our energy gateway. Excuse me, what happened here? Okay. The Tampa Gateway Rail Terminal. I'm very pleased to announce today that since the opening of this really started running trains last September. This is a public-private partnership, as most of our projects are, with CSX, Transflo, Kinder Morgan. This gives us on-dock unit train capability. What does unit train mean? It means we can put together a train of a mile long that can either take imports out of our port or exports going out. And in this instance, it's an ethanol unit train. Since the inception this year, we've had 60 trains. We just exceeded 4 million barrels for this project that have come in of ethanol. We will be building off of this platform to expand and optimize this investment to bring in other types of cargo in the next year. I'll tell a little bit more about that. Our I-4 connectors getting ready to open, hopefully just after the Christmas holiday. We'll be opening this, and this is very significant for us as it has a dedicated truck lane component on the I-4 connector, which will we get about 10,000 truck moves a day in the port complex, and this will take about 5,500 trucks a day off of the local roads. And I know Ybor City in particular will really, really benefit from this. But this is something we can market to the rest of the world when we're talking to bring customers to bring their cargo through here to get trucks directly onto our great interstate system and literally have the ability to go as far as Maine or Chicago without ever hitting a red light. So this is very significant for the port. The Tampa Port Authority today has 2 primary ocean carriers. We have Zim, which is the founding partner here that we had. We just celebrated last Thursday night the 10th anniversary of Zim calling at the port. And this year we added Mediterranean Shipping Company, known as MSC, a company based out of Geneva. They are the world's largest shipping line in terms of container capacity. They're a terrific partner that enhance our connectivity to the world, and we're going to continue to expand upon that. We recently announced a partnership with, again, a public-private partnership between Ports America, our terminal operating company and one of the best in the world, Amports, the largest vehicle processing company in North America, CSX, our railroad, again, that operates our unit train and our on-dock rail, to go after the emerging automobile manufacturing between Mexico and the United States. In the next 2 years, Mexico will increase its output to just over 4 million units a year, most of those going to the U.S., and it's outstripping the current rail capacity in the United States, and this is a great play for Tampa. We are uniquely positioned geographically, blessed with the land to do it, and our existing rail capacity, which we will utilize, and we are having automobile manufacturers here in 2 weeks, representing currently we have 6, General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, BMW, and a few others, and we're going to be showing off Tampa, and we're real excited about the possibility of introducing an entirely new cargo sector to add to our diversity. We're also bringing what we're calling refrigerated cargo, which would be produce that would be imported from Latin America. But this will also be a refrigerated rail service, again, a public-private partnership with CSX, again, Iowa Pacific, a venture capital company in the port, to bring refrigerated cargo cars on that track that we currently have ethanol, expand that capacity by bringing refrigerated produce to the Midwest, to the Chicago market. Currently goes through the Northeast, primarily through Philadelphia. It will shave almost 72 hours off the transit. So time to market in our industry is very, very important. It'll be a 56-hour train express train to the Chicago market. It will also allow Florida produce become much more competitive with imported produce. So we're very excited about this project, and we'll continue to fill you in as we develop it. We recently toured Next Lube. This project we should be very proud of. It's one of the green projects that's based at the port, where we're recycling used oil to effectively have brand new oil, just like it was coming from the refinery. This shows the progress of the construction. This has created 350 jobs. There were 350 workers when I was out there a few weeks ago. And we're very excited to have this project here. It's the only one of its kind in Florida, and there's only 3 others in the nation. And this will give us exports to other nations, their products, as well as being used throughout the state of Florida. It's a very exciting project. As we are blessed with the most land of all the ports in the state of Florida, we are creating new land. We're taking fill that has been stored on site. We're relocating that old fill and creating new land. Here you see it being filled in with deep water access. I used to say, when I went around America speaking to ports, when I was a Federal Maritime Commissioner, they're not making any more waterfront property. Well, I lied. We're making it here in Tampa, and I will hopefully be back in a year to tell you of an exciting new project to utilize this deep water, some type of terminal with a new type of business, or expanding our existing business. And sort of to highlight what's coming up here, we are celebrating our silver anniversary of the Tampa Steel Conference. I'm proud to tell you that our docks are almost at full capacity with steel, whereas a year and a half ago, they were almost zero. And that's a leading indicator of building and economic activity here in the state. Our steel conference brings people in the steel industry, management from around the world. We are in conjunction with that, we will be hosting a port safety and risk mitigation summit the day before, where we're bringing in some of the top risk management and safety experts from some of the best in the world in conjunction with our conference to highlight what we feel is an extremely important topic for anything we do related to the port, and that is safety. We consider that paramount, and safety comes first. So that'll be February 5th. And then our steel conference, February 6th and 7th. And that sort of concludes a very brief presentation, and in keeping with the time that you're restricted here today, but I'm very pleased to answer any questions. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Commissioner Merman?
Yes, thank you, Paul, and it's a pleasure to serve on this Port Authority. You bring great vision to the port, and we're very excited. I do have a little surprise for you today to give you a commendation for commending the Tampa Port Authority President and CEO Paul Anderson on receiving a first-place ranking for the Tampa Port Authority in the 30th Annual Quest for Quality Reader Poll conducted by Logistics Management. It was named #1 in the category of seaports for world-class customer service, beating out ports of Houston and Galveston, and the Tampa Port Authority also had the highest score of all ports for ease of doing business. So the Quest for Quality survey is regarded as the most important measurement for customer satisfaction and performance, excellence in the transportation logistics industry. So I want to commend you for that. We are one of the top 10 cruise home ports in the United States, and the Port of Tampa is one of the nation's largest and most cargo diverse seaports. As you all know, we support over 80,000 jobs in our port and $15.1 billion in economic impact. So I want to give you this commendation. If you want to bring your people up here, we'll take a picture.
Well, let's finish the comments here.
Oh, more comments, I'm sorry.
Commissioner Sharp.
Thank you, Chairman.
Well, congratulations, an honor to have you here. Sir, with regard to the amount of cargo that we move through the port, how much cargo are we moving annually?
It's about 37 million tons, I believe, is what we did last year.
And do you believe that that is our peak capacity, or do you think that we can move more?
Commissioner, I'm very excited to tell you that we have a lot of room for growth, and a lot of these projects will bring new cargo to the port, new capacity. More importantly, it's just not a measure of tonnage. It's a measure of that diverse cargoes that we have, including passengers. And if we get the automobiles that we hope to get, we're naturally positioned for that, and that could mean hundreds of thousands of automobiles in the next several years coming through the port. That would be a huge addition. So, steel as it grows in other cargoes, and I'm excited to tell you that yes, we can definitely grow cargo, and we're working every day around the world to attract new business to this port and this community.
So is phosphate still a primary product that we're moving?
Well, it's been overtaken by fuel and energy, jet fuel, diesel, gasoline, additives, ethanol. But and that's great. The demand for fuel isn't going to go down. Phosphate has been declining for 30 years. There was a recent acquisition last week that Mosaic announced of CF's operations. I've spoken with their top management, and they're expecting to see the trend of a declining phosphate export out of the port increase. So I'm very excited about that. We're not. And I will tell you this, we don't book any revenue until it happens. We don't project it until we have a contract and it starts happening. That's how we book it.
And speed is essential. When you indicated the ability to get it off the ship and in the truck or on the rail. Is that correct?
Yes, Commissioner. Speed is the essence of being competitive in a global marketplace, and it's a dynamic that we are very focused on, the ability to respond to changes in the marketplace, to deliver goods and services, and to be responsive to opportunities as quickly as possible as part of our success.
Do you have all the tools that you need to move?
Yes, we do, and we have an outstanding board that continues to give us the leadership and the support our vision. I believe we have the tools, all the tools in the toolkit that we need to make this port a world-class port.
My last question, channel side. Do you have are you comfortable that we're on
I'm always comfortable when we have control of our destiny. We did not have control before, and I saw time just ticking on. We took very proactive action to acquire that with the support of our board, and now we're just waiting on, as we were joking yesterday, it's illegal. We're waiting on a Delaware court who has a hearing today to decide on a bankruptcy, so it is still a little bit out of our control as far as the time period, but as soon as they rule, maybe today, if not, hopefully in the next week or two, we'll have an answer to be able to move forward very quickly with that.
Well, I do want to congratulate you for showing strong leadership on that matter. I know that there's no win oftentimes in any of these issues. You take strong hand, you're going to be criticized, but in this issue, we had to do it, and I congratulate Commissioner Merman and yourself and all the other board members for what they've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Paul, this is exciting news. You're doing a remarkable job. We very much appreciate your proactive leadership, and keep up the great work. And
thank you for letting us have Commissioner Merman on our board, and we look forward to working with this commission to build on our success and continue to grow.
right,
Thank you.
Come forward, we'll take a photo.